Pornsters slash sex workers of Reddit. What happened when someone recognized you in public? Angela White used to come into my old job all the time and I played it cool, even though she's one of my favorites. Until one day I finally said, "Thank you so much, Angie. I hope you have a great day. Keep up the good work." She turned a bit red in the face and just said, "Oh, thank you, sweetie. You keep up the good work." Made my knees weak, haha. Oh yeah, she's definitely a good one. Nothing, really. It was far funnier when I recognized a client as not only someone I went to primary school with, but also my daughter's teacher. As a sex worker, I had a policy of ignoring clients in public and leaving it up to them to acknowledge me. Many were open and said hello, but it's safest not to make assumptions. Pro tip, pun intended. Choose a work pseudonym similar to your real name so people calling out to you in public seems less suspicious. Pardon my ignorance, but I got to ask, are there actually those who don't use real names? I never expected you use/reveal your actual names, but do people really use crazy things like Starfire, Dove, Raven, etc? Just be sure to let those close to you know what your pseudonym is. Sex workers have above average vulnerability to going missing or worse, and cases have been delayed for years because the family and friends would refer to them by their real name, but the community they worked at knew them by their pseudonyms and wouldn't be able to give relevant information. Stay safe out there. Oh boy. Former, probably, escort. I had the same client 4 times over the course of July and the 2nd of August years ago. September rolls around, and he's my professor. Oof. Did you get an A at least? Well, yes, but I'd like to think I did that on my own. LOL, but in what way? I have videos on XTube that my ex posted, with my permission at the time. 2 acquaintances have mentioned seeing them. I would prefer they be removed, but not enough to contact my ex. Former prodom here. Saw a client at the train station. He slipped me $50 and said, "It was a pleasure to see you and the wild mistress." He was a very sweet long-term client, so I thanked him and told him I looked forward to our next session. It was probably a little thrill for him. That sounds creepy, but it is a free 50. I mean, her line of work is literally belittling and making men feel weak, so doesn't seem all that odd. Dude basically just giving her a tip. I was a suicide girl back in like 2006, and also worked at a record store. One day I was behind the counter and some fat kid stopped and pointed and yelled, "Hey, that's insert name suicide." Mostly I thought it was funny, but also was like, seriously, dude, suicide girl? It was porn brand in pinup style that was popular in the emo MySpace era. Basically just chicks that looked like they worked at Hot Topic naked. My mom and I ran into the stripper from my aunt's party while fishing one time. We were fishing at a creek, while there a man was riding his horse. He paused before crossing the creek, and we exchanged greetings. He asked about the fishing, etc. My mom all of a sudden comments to him that he looks kind of familiar and that's where we would know him from. You got a little grin, ducked his head, and said he was a dancer. All of a sudden the light in my mother's eyes hit and she asked if he danced at a party the weekend before. She of course responded, "I barely recognized you with your clothes on." Oh god, that must be either really funny or really embarrassing for you. I was only embarrassed that it took me that long to recognize him too. Former webcam girl. Went to a Jimmy John's. Come to find out, one of my regulars works at Jimmy John's. Booked out of there so fast. Due to the law, I had to start stripping when noticed. That sure would make church awkward. Ron Jeremy loved the burger dive I worked in the late 90s. He would come into town taking adult entertainers on tour. I was always his waitress. He was hands down the nicest person. I did not know who he was until his second visit. 10 out of 10 would refill his iced tea again. LOL, based on that wink I'm guessing you fucked him. LOL. Not really the story you are looking for, but a group of guys and me hired a stripper/hooker for a Super Bowl party a while back. Many guys had their turn, if you know what I mean. Afterwards we sat around drinking BSing with her and she told us about a client of hers who fell in love with her and still pays her for dates couple times a week but thinks she has stopped working for others and that they are exclusive. Fast forward about 3 weeks, my buddies and I hit the clubs. One dude we have known for years but were not very close friends with tags along and says his girlfriend and some of her friends are going to meet us at the club. Cool. We get there and it's the same stripper slash hooker. She recognized us and came over covertly and asked us not to tell her secret. We didn't but had a great laugh about it. Poor bastard got his heart broken by that girl when he lost his job and the money dried up. Dude, here, rule fucking zero of strippers and hookers is that they accept your money to make you feel a certain way for a set period of time. It is not real. It will never be real, as long as money is exchanged. The charade continues. It's the same principle as going to the movies or a magic show. If you leave thinking, boy, I hope I get to meet that talking tree, or damn, that dude really made a woman disappear, I hope the cops don't come to this show, then you're an idiot. If you pay a woman to pretend to like you and she sells it so well that you think it's genuine, then you're an idiot. If you can afford to pay a stripper to pretend to be your girlfriend for weeks on end, hire a life coach and build some actual confidence and date regular women, you're clearly successful enough to attract a few. I've known AJ Applegate for a long time, before porn in Connecticut. An absolutely great upbeat person that's pretty level-headed for her line of work. She gets approached all the time but is rather kind about it. Just don't embarrass her. I remember I had a strip club problem in my early 20s and saw one of the strippers shopping at the mall one time. She didn't look happy to see me not giving her money. It made the family reunion very awkward. I bumped into Gianna Michaels once on a CVS when I was on holiday in LA. I just kinda started to talk but then couldn't get my words out. I already knew her real name, so asked her nicely if I could take a picture with her to send my girlfriend at the time for a laugh. She was lovely and a great laugh for probably what amounted to a 40-second conversation. You must have a really cool girlfriend to be like, met this person I wanked to when you're not around. Want to be featured in my videos? Become a patron at the Patreon link in the description. Don't forget to subscribe for new videos every day. Thank you for watching. Smash that like button like it's a thick booty. And don't forget to subscribe to OKPJ Dark if you like nice things, like new videos every day. See you tomorrow.